Dear learners, welcome to video lecture series 12 for BA first semester political science in the paper of Introduction to the Political Theory. I am Dr. Deepak Kumar Kashyap, assistant professor at Pandit Sundalal Sarma Open University. Today, we will discuss an important topic in political science, contemporary relevance in political science. Political science is not only about studying political theories of the past or analyzing historical political system. It is a discipline that helps us to understand current political realities, challenges and developments in society. In this lecture, we will explore how political science remains relevant in the modern world. We will examine its role in understanding democracy, governance, public policy, international relations, and many other contemporary political issues.
Political science is not only about the studying political theories of the past or analyzing historical political system, but it is a discipline that helps us to understand current political realities, challenges, and developments in society. And political science is the systematic study of politics, power, governance, and political behavior. In the modern world, politics influence almost every aspects of our lives. Government decisions affect economic policies, education systems, environment regulations, and international relations. Therefore, understanding politics is essential for citizens, policymakers, and scholars. Political science help us to analyze political processes and provides tool to understand how political system function in contemporary society. If we talk about the meaning of contemporary relevance, the term contemporary refer to the present time or current development. When we talk about the contemporary relevance of political science, we mean the importance of political science in understanding and addressing present day political issues and challenges. Political science is not limited to theoretical discussion. It plays a practical role in explaining modern political developments and suggesting solutions to real world problems. If we talk about the evolution of political science, to understand the contemporary uh, relevance of political science, it is useful to briefly look at its evolution. Early political thinkers such as Plato and Aristotle focused mainly on philosophical ideas about the ideal state and good governance. Later, political science developed institutional approaches that study constitutions and political institutions. In the 20th century, new approaches such as behavioralism and post-behavioralism emphasizing empirical research and the practical relevance of political studies. So, today, political science addresses complex modern political issues at both national and global level. If we talk about the role of political science today, basically the political science provides rigorous tools for evaluating the effectiveness of governance policies and comparing political systems across the globe from liberal democracy to hybrid regime. Second, it studies political behavior, including how citizens participate in politics and how leaders make decisions. And third, the political science contributes to development of policies that aim to improve governance and social welfare. Thus, the discipline help us scholars and policymakers understanding political reality with more effectively. If we talk about the first concept, that is in democracy, democracy is the one of the most areas where political science remains relevant in the study of democracy. Political science help us to understand democratic institutions such as elections, political parties, and legislature. It also examines issues like representation, accountability, and citizen participation. Through this analysis, political science contribute to strengthening democratic governance and ensuring that government remain responsive to the needs of the people. If you talk about policy analysis, public policy is the another area where political science plays a crucial role. Public policy are decisions and actions taken by government to address societal issues such as healthcare, education, and economic development. Political scientists analyze how policies are formulated, implemented, and evaluated. By studying policy processes, political science helps government and design more effective and efficient policy. Political science helps government design policy that are not only technically sound but also practically feasible and socially just. Also, it draws on comparative analysis to identify what has worked in other contexts and why. If we talk about the globalization and politics, globalization has significantly transformed the nature of politics. Economic, social, political interactions are now extended beyond national borders. Political science studies how globalization influences national sovereignty, economic policy, and international cooperations. It also examines how global institutions and international agreements that shape political decisions in different countries. And basically, it talks about the international cooperation, global governance, and economic interdependence. If we talk about the international relations, basically it is an interconnected world. The decisions made in one capital reverberate across the globe. Political science provides the theoretical and empirical tools to understand why states cooperate, compete, or come into conflict. If we talk about the core area of study in international relations, first is diplomacy and negotiation. In this point, how states manage disputes and build alliance without resorting the force. The second area is international organization. The role of bodies like UN, NATO, and African Union in maintaining peace and order. The third is theories of global politics like realism, liberalism, constructivism, and other framework for interpreting state behavior. And the fourth core area is conflict and peace building. It understanding the cause of war and conditions for sustainable peace. If we talk about governance and accountability, good governance is an important concern in contemporary politics. Political science studies how government can be made more transparent, accountable, and efficient. Issues such as corruption, bureaucracy, efficiency, and misuse of power are analyzed within political science. Through research and policy recommendation, political scientists contribute to improving governance systems. If we talk about human rights have become a central issue in contemporary political discourse. Political science examines how government protect or violate the right of citizens. The United Nations Human Rights Council and the other international organizations monitors human rights practices across the world. Political science helps promote awareness and understanding of human rights principles. If we talk about the role of media and technology, modern technology has dramatically changed political communication. Social media platforms and digital technologies now play a major role in shaping political opinion and influencing elections. Political science studies how media affect political behavior, public opinion, and democratic processes. If we talk about the social media political impact, that is first is the mobilization, second is the echo chambers, and third is the disinformations. In mobilizations, the rapid organization of political movements across geographic boundaries. Second is echo chambers, where algorithmic filtering reinforce political polarization and selective exposure. And third is disinformation. The viral spread of false information undermines informed democratic participation. If we talk about how media platforms shape public opinion, influence electoral outcomes, and enable democratic mobilization authority surveillance. If we talk about the time period, the 2016 and 2020, the US election, the Arab Spring, and the Brexit referendum all illustrate the transformative and sometimes destabilizing power of digital communication in politics. If we talk about the identity politics, this is the another important aspect of contemporary politics. It's issue related to the gender, ethnicity, religion, and cultural identity often influence political behavior and policy debates. Political science examines how these identities shape political movements and electoral outcomes. Thus, we can, from these, we can help us to understand the dynamics of political conflict and cooperation in diverse society. If we talk about the environmental politics, environmental issues have become one of the most pressing global challenges. Political science studies how government and international organizations address problems such as climate change, pollution, and resource management. International agreements such as Paris Agreement on climate change illustrate how countries cooperate to address environmental problems. And basically we talk about the what is the contribution political science countries. It gives the global environment governance. Second, domestic climate policy. Third, environmental justice. And fourth, green movements. Basically, the climate change is among the most consequential political challenges of the 21st century. Will the political science is clear, the political responses and remain deeply contested, shaping by competing interests, ideological divisions, and asymmetry of power between rich and poor countries. So, the environmental politics is basically given a new norms to political science, and it helps us to address environmental problems. If we talk about the security and conflict, basically security and conflict are major concern in contemporary international politics. Political science help us to the cause of war, terrorism and insurgency, conflict resolution and political violence with global security architecture. Political side by studying this conflict resolution and peace building strategies, the political scientists contribute to effort aimed at maintaining peace and stability in the world. If we talk about the interdisciplinary nature of political science, that modern political science is the highly interdisciplinary. It interacts with fields such like economics, sociology, law, and psychology. This interdisciplinary approach allows scholars to analyze political problems from multiple perspectives and develop more comprehensive solutions. The important questions is that why the political sciences matter for the students or learners. By studying political science is not merely an academic exercise, but it is a preparation for informed citizens and professional impact. This discipline develops competency that are indispensable in 21st century, regardless of career path. Then there are three points why it is matter for the students and learners. First is the critical thinking. Second is the analytical skills, and third is the career readiness. In talk about the first point, it helps to critical thinking like evaluate evidence, questions assumptions, and constructs pursue arguments about complex political issues. In analytical skills, it interpret data, compare political system, and access the impact of policy with rigor and precise. And third is it career readiness. It gives the pathways in government, public policies, international organizations, law, journalism, and academic research. If we saw that what are the challenges that is faced by the contemporary political science, that despite its relevance, political science also faces several challenges. First is the complexity of global politics, second is rapid technological change, and third is populism and political polarization. Basically, if we talk about the global politics has become increasingly complex due to rapid technological change and economic globalization. Issues such as political polarization and misinformation pose serious challenges for democratic systems. And this will method and theories to understand these evolving dynamics. If we talk about the conclusion, the political science remains highly relevant in contemporary world. The discipline helps us to understand political institutions, public policy, international relations, and emerging global challenges. By analyzing political processes and proposing solutions to societal problems, political science contribute to better governance and stronger democratic system. And it helps us to better governance, to stronger democracy, and make a global cooperation among the world. Therefore, by studying political science is essential for understanding the political realities of our times and for building a more informed and responsible society. Thank you. Thank you so much.